Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the REC podcast, brought to you by the REC Toycast. I am your host, Roman Chavez, and with me, as always,
Erik Icarus.
Eric.
Yeah.
The year that was, 1999.
Right.
You know, a few episodes back, we were talking about The Matrix 4.
Right.
It was coming down the pike. We kind of started talking about American Pie, and it just started to really put into focus, I think, some things for us in our love for film.
Right, yeah.
And I think you put it really well, that 1999 was probably the year we started to pay attention.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, we were just in the, middle of our teenage years.
Yeah.
Finally starting to maybe understand adult themes a little more, I guess.
I think so. And craving those themes.
Yeah, for sure.
To have a
it's like an outlet to see cinema that identifies with you, and it almost shapes your personality too.
Yeah,
I think that you have a place to make out with chicks too.
There you
know what I mean? That's,
there you go. On that cusp of us becoming, I think we were freshmen in high school.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was an interesting time, and just kind of going back, and I've kind of seen this a little bit online, but 1999 may have been definitely the best year for film for our generation.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, I mean, one of the best years for film ever.
Right. Arguably. Seriously, I would like to see any other year in the 90s stack up against 1999, because it's not there. As far as big movies, art house movies, and movies with cultural significance,
yeah,
I can maybe see a couple movies throughout the decade, but as a whole, 99 just... Yeah. It's got it all, man. It runs the gamut, dude.
It's pretty crazy. Yeah, there's literally, and yes, every year there's a movie for everyone.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's so many films on this list that were favorite films of mine for many, many years.
Me too. There's two on there that are still in my top 10.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. So we have a list here that we're just gonna talk about. It's not every movie that came out in '99, but it is.
Bigger ones.
But it's a lot of big ones. So it is a lot. We're not going to spend time on all of them. Just the ones that mean significance to us, be it emotionally, hated it, loved it, and so on.
Sure.
Eric and I have not talked about this list with each other. So
I got ambushed.
Yeah, I told him.
In here.
I told him this is what I wanted to do today, and
I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea.
So here we go. We're going to start. I'm going to say the month, and then the movies that came out that month.
Cool, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in January, starting off hot. Varsity Blues.
Yeah.
All right. She's All That. Those were the two big movies that hit me in in January that year.
I mean,
did you watch Varsity Blues at all?
I have seen it.
Yeah. I don't want your laugh. All right. There's Paul Walker. There's the Dawson. James Vanderbeek. Yeah, and it's not a great movie, but it is I remember liking it.
You and AJ love that movie.
I haven't seen it probably since then.
Really?
I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah. But I just remember it being. This was very much I feel like the twilight years of MTV.
Yes.
And there was a lot. There's going to be a lot of movies on this list that I remember seeing tons when MTV still showed at least 40% music videos.
Right.
Total Request Live is going on, and it's big.
120 minutes is still awesome. Matt Pinfield, shout out.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go. I wonder what he's up to. So yeah, Varsity Blues was this high school in Texas football movie.
Right.
And super fun.
Yeah, you were playing football at the time, right? You and AJ?
I was not. AJ was.
Oh, okay.
AJ was. Yeah. And then She's All That, kind of the quintessential.
Turn the ugly hot girl hot.
Yeah.
Lose the glasses.
Rachel Lee Cook, Freddie Prinze Jr. It's the first time I remember seeing any of them, and I was in love with Rachel Lee Cook. I thought she was.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, she was very pretty.
Freddie Prinze, hot too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Freddie Prinze was great in there, and I liked his his character, the jock who with the heart of gold.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, the only thing I really remember about that movie was the sandwich.
The sandwich.
Where they, the bullies are picking on Rachel Lee Cook's brother, and then they pick their pubes off and try to feed it to him, and then Freddie's like, "Hey, you eat the sandwich."
Yeah.
The bullies eat the sandwich.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You listen to Freddie.
Yeah.
Right?
One of those guys was the Shermanator from another movie we'll be talking about.
Preview. So in February of '99, again, we have Payback. Blast from the Past.
Wow.
Message in a Bottle. My Favorite Martian. Jawbreaker, Office Space, woo!
Oh, wow.
200 Cigarettes,
Nice.
and 8mm.
Wow, what a very eclectic bunch of movies.
For the shortest month of the year, all of those movies came out in February.
I really hope that My Favorite Martian and 8mm came out the same
Oh
week.
my, right? Yeah. And on this list, I have not seen all of them.
No.
But they were movies that I knew were big to some people.
Sure.
People I knew who liked them, who did whatever. Payback, right off the bat, it was Mel Gibson.
Yes, Mel Gibson, and it's a remake of a movie. I can't think of the name. It starred Michael Caine. I feel really awful about forgetting the name of the movie, but it doesn't matter. It's a remake, and honestly, this for me was like maybe Mel's last gasp at making gritty, violent movies.
Yeah.
Before they kind of started hampering him. Hey, man, that's a little too much. I really enjoyed that movie.
Well, you say that, but Apocalypta and and Passion come out
those
after
are in
that.
a historical sense
Sure.
of violence. This
Fair
is
enough.
like urban decay, revenge story.
And real quick, friend of the show, Jordan Tunney, he says when he listens to the podcast, he's almost shouting the names that we forget.
Oh, nice.
So, Jordan, when you listen...
Yeah, what's the remake of this movie?
Yeah, go ahead, leave a comment for us, and you're going to be shouting a lot of this one, because that's just how we do here, all right?
Yeah, did you like it?
I did. I remember... In a lot of these movies I've
This
seen
is the first
since they
movie
came
I
out.
saw Lucy Liu.
Man, I forgot she was even in
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Wow.
The first time I ever I was like, oh, who is that?
I just remember, and we're going to talk spoilers, guys.
Oh, yeah,
I remember the
big time,
scene where the payback, Mel Gibson, is...
Porter.
Porter, thank you. Wow, Porter, good pull. Is being tortured.
Yes.
And they're taking the ball peen hammer to his toes.
Yep.
And the guy's talking about like little piggies, and he's getting to like, he's like, hey, this next one's looking like roast beef. And I just thought that was such a crazy line, and I loved it. It was great.
God,
it was
good
hard-hitting
movie, man.
action.
Who's the guy that played Whistler? I should know. Chris Christopherson,
Yeah.
James Colburn. I mean, just men
Yeah.
of men are in this movie. Anyway,
Yeah.
love the movie.
Yeah. Never saw a message from a bottle, but I remember
know.
it being big in culture.
I know the song.
Jawbreaker, I've never seen.
Good movie.
Good movie?
Yeah.
Good movie? All right.
Yeah, I love the band.
There you go. Office Space, though.
Yeah, here
Office
we go.
Space.
Here we go. We're going to probably spend a good minute, half on this. Easily.
Office Space, and especially into our mid-30s now, we can still relate to some of these things in there.
Oh, for
having
sure.
multiple bosses, having people talk to you about the same thing, even when you're like, hey, no, yeah, so brought it to my attention, I'm going to take care of it.
Especially our jobs
Yes.
outside of this.
Yes.
It's pretty, yeah. It's funny because my memory of this was that myself, you, and AJ went to the movies. I forget whose parent was dropping us off at the time. And we kind of saw this movie on a whim. I don't know if we were trying to... we just going to the movies. And we're like, oh, let's watch Office
Mike
Space.
Judge. That's why we went
That's
to watch
right. Beavis and Butthead.
Yes. That's
King
why
of the
we were
Hill
like,
fame.
oh, let's check it out.
Yeah, and the theater was like empty.
Yeah.
I remember it being empty, and then we loved it.
Yeah.
Having not worked the job
Yeah.
but still loving this movie for the odd humor,
Yeah.
the dry humor. I mean, and
Diedrich Bader.
Diedrich Bader, killing it as
Yeah.
Lawrence
Steals the scene every scene
every
he's
time,
in.
man. I mean, and then
The soundtrack.
the soundtracks. I mean, putting hardcore gangster rap in an office setting is genius.
Genius.
I mean, oh my god. I mean, and then the guy Milton. Stephen Root playing Milton.
Stephen Root, yeah.
Killing it, dude.
People still love that character. I think Office Space comes up in my vernacular definitely still a couple times a year.
Oh, easily.
You know,
I mean, especially people our age, it's referenced.
Yeah.
It's referenced on the daily, especially in the jobs we have, where it's like, you know.
Yeah, we
Did you
work
get-
in offices. We work in with people. We have
Right,
subordinates. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to come in on Saturday.
Which I mean, I could totally tell that movie, man.
if you totally come in on Sunday too, that'd be great.
I mean, go. What was his name? Oh my god.
Yeah, Lumberg. Lumberg, thank you.
Oh, and I feel awful forgetting the guy who plays his name. He's just amazing.
He's
too.
good in everything he's in.
Yeah.
Jordan, go ahead and comment that one as well.
I mean, that movie is just, again, sets the tone for our adult life, but freaky how we sort of understood it as teenagers.
Yes.
Getting the humor as teenagers. Movie's very dark.
It is
in
dark,
a sense.
yeah.
I mean,
Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
Actually doing a really good job.
Yeah, she's great.
I think she's still in Friends at this point.
Oh yeah. Friends doesn't end until like 2004.
Right, and it's a big sell for the movie.
Yeah.
And again, it's just it's a good movie about finding your place in the world. You don't have to get too hardcore into it, but I took a lot from this movie.
Yeah.
And I still carry it with me in my day to day. It's like, your job's gonna suck no matter what, but you got to make the most of it.
200 Cigarettes.
Vaguely remember it. I was dating a person who loved these indie movies, and I don't remember liking it. And it seemed like a movie I would like.
Yeah.
Honestly,
and then 8mm, Nick Cage and Joaquin Phoenix.
Yep.
Early Phoenix.
This is before Gladiator.
Yeah. And
let's talk about this.
I don't remember it as much, just about it being a snuff film.
Yeah.
And watching Nick Cage watch the movie.
Right. He's a private investigator.
And he gets somebody's family, like some old guy in the family dies. They find this film.
And then his wife is like, I need you to find the person in this movie. If she's dead, I need you to find out who the family is. She feels guilty.
Yeah.
So it's actually Joel Schumacher directed this.
Is that a fact?
Yes.
I don't remember that. Okay.
And it's funny because you contrast it with Batman, his Batman movies, and it's a dark movie. Actually, a pretty decent detective movie.
Yeah.
It's got one of my favorite movie protagonists, Machine.
Oh my God! I forgot about the Machine. Wow.
It's got a pretty sizable part for Mr. James Gandolfini, pre-Sopranos. Actually, I think he just got on Sopranos.
Yeah.
Sopranos just started.
Yeah.
So, very dirty movie.
Yeah,
if you're in for a total bummer, because it does not have a happy ending, if you want to feel dirty and sad, please watch this movie.
Oh, gosh.
I do enjoy this movie, by the way.
I just remember Nick Cage watching the video and us watching his reaction.
Yeah.
And just this very muffled,
Yeah.
just covering his mouth.
He was a good actor.
He was good. He's good. He's still good. He's just crazy.
Yeah.
Month of March had some movies that I really hadn't seen, but I know that were big. Analyze This, Cruel Intentions, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Forces of Nature, The King and I, Ed TV, The Mod Squad, 10 Things I Hate About You, and a little-known film, The Matrix. Analyze This, not something I had seen, but people like it.
Did they really?
Yeah, people like it.
I remember,
especially older people do.
Right,
because it's
Billy Crystal and Robert De Niro, and I think they were writing it as a spoof of The Sopranos in a way, because it's somebody, it's a mobster talking to a therapist, and I didn't care for it.
Cruel Intentions, kind
movie.
of just changed what we all thought of Sarah Michelle Gellar. Introduced us to Selma Blair, I think. Ryan Phillippe. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Had a big cast that was big in that time.
Oh, for sure.
Young up-and-comers that are still, for the most part, that had some staying power for a while.
Oh, big time. It's a dark movie. I know it's based off of a play. I'm pretty sure. Again, big movie, dark movie. Loved it.
Yeah. Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Go ahead, Derek.
Guy Ritchie.
Yeah. If it's not his first movie, it's his first big movie. Movie. Where you get to know him.
Yeah, there you go. It's got a pre-martial arts Jason Statham. I believe Vinnie Jones is in this. This movie is so British, you're going to get the taste of Earl Grey tea in your mouth. It's so British.
You have to pay attention because there's words that aren't spoken in American English.
Definitely.
All right?
It's such a good movie. I don't even want to talk about the plot because it's so good. Go watch it. It's funny because you didn't see this until after Snatch.
Yeah, I saw Snatch first, and I was like, dude, this movie's awesome. I like this guy, Guy Ritchie. And you're like, oh, Eric is like, you have to watch Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Yep.
And I love almost every Guy Ritchie movie. There's a couple that I don't care for, and only some recent ones.
Yeah.
So, absolutely loved it. 10 Things I Hate About You.
Here we go.
That huge movie. Heath Ledger.
Yep.
Definitely my first.
Me too.
Seeing Heath Ledger.
Yep.
Julia Stiles. Same thing. It's a rough adaptation of William Shakespeare's Taming of the Shrew.
Yeah.
And it's great, man. It is again that She's All That. I don't think. Oh, what's the one with Seth Green, and they're in that band. Can't Hardly Wait.
Oh, Love Burger?
Yeah, Love Burger. Jesus. Yeah, I think that was 98.
Yeah.
But, those movies all take me to a place. And then the Mod Squad. Another MTV. I just remember that thing movie. I just remember the trailers running constantly on MTV.
And they did, the stars in the movie who were Claire Danes, I believe.
Yes,
Ribisi, Giovanni Ribisi, and Taye Diggs, I believe.
So, yeah.
They were all hosts. They were on MTV doing video countdowns. And for those of you who don't know, this is a movie remake of a TV show from the 70s, and I thought it was effing stupid.
Guys, I gotta say, I'm very impressed with Eric. Never seen this movie, didn't know we were doing the show. He remembers who was in the Mod Squad. That's how many times this trailer played on MTV.
There you go.
All right, that was the only place to watch music. Fuse was just starting, okay? Yeah.
That movie sucked, by the way.
And then The Matrix. We've talked about The Matrix at great length already.
It might even get its own episode.
It's gonna. But we loved it. And
let's talk about...
we watched it 6 times in the theater.
We did, me, you, and AJ.
Yeah, so...
It was a big deal. It was a big deal.
Watched it a lot. Right off the bat, then in April, we have Go, which was another MTV movie.
Good movie, though.
That we saw it a lot.
It's a good movie.
Never Been Kissed.
You like that movie?
Drew
Barrymore, by the way?
It doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah,
I don't hate it. I don't like it. It's just there.
It's there.
Life, which is a fairly decent comedy.
It's got Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence in the lead roles.
Jane
Lang, Bernie Mac has a kind of a sizable role in this.
Yeah,
and it's
the first time I noticed Bernie Mac.
I remember him from Friday.
Oh,
he was the preacher in Friday.
He is the preacher in Friday.
And it's crazy because this movie, going to watch it, it's funny, but it's really sad.
Yeah.
It's depressing.
Yeah.
And honestly, I really do like this movie. I like it a lot, actually.
And we have Election,
good movie.
Entrapment, and Idle Hands. I don't think I've seen all of Idle Hands. Jessica Alba's in it.
Seth Green,
that one guy who was the main character in Final Destination,
and Casper. He was in Casper.
Oh my
gosh.
He was
Casper.
Is that a fact?
Yeah. In a little known band known as The Offspring make a cameo in Idle Hands.
Oh, they do. And what are they
playing?
Totally Immortal?
Yeah, they do play Totally Immortal. Yes, and then they do play a song of theirs, Beheaded.
Oh my gosh!
Dexter, the singer, gets his head ripped off by the hand.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So it was a movie.
I never saw Entrapment either with Sean Connery.
But it's funny because me and you and AJ quote it all the time. I think you're playing both shines.
But I've never seen the film.
Are you serious?
I've never seen it. Yeah, I remember the trailer.
Which is like with her,
it was exactly the
part.
part.
Laser.
Yeah, where she's like sexfully and seductively
dodging a laser,
dodging lasers and clothes that you should. I guess maybe you should wear tight clothes
for sure
when you're trying to steal things.
And,
but
Sean Connery does beat up Salma Hayek. Is it Salma Hayek or Catherine Zeta?
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh, we did it again.
Eric, no, we didn't do this. You do this.
Hey, you do it with Asian people. Anyway, he does slap her a lot in this movie, which plays into him he does slap women.
Hey, he thinks you can open-handed if they
slap women.
If you've got Sean Connery, you crazy old kook. I only want to talk about Go again because No Doubt had an awesome song in there. I'm a big No Doubt fan, and the song and video for it are way better than the Go movie.
Really? You like Go?
I don't remember much of it. I remember I literally watched it because of the song.
It's Pulp Fiction light.
Interesting. I might have to give it another chance.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And we move into May, and May's got some big ones.
Okay? Oh yeah.
Right off the bat, we have The Mummy, Ghost Dog, Star Wars Episode 1, Notting Hill, The 13th Floor, Instinct, Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, Disney's Tarzan. I actually went way into June. I apologize. Woo! We're gonna go back. 13th Floor was the last one in May.
Okay.
So Mummy is the big dog of that month, and I guess Star Wars Episode 1. But I like The Mummy way better.
Me too. Mummy was great, dude.
When The Mummy came out, seeing that type of CG,
right?
That didn't hold up even 4 years later.
Yeah.
But at that moment, it was. In that moment in time, the CG was the best it's ever been.
For sure. And to the credit of Brendan Fraser, he and Rachel Weisz, they kill it.
They're great.
They're great in that movie.
And the
guy who plays Jonathan.
Yeah,
is great. Everybody. The guy who plays Emotep, and then the guy Who's the warrior, the Egyptian dude?
Odette Fair. The only name I really remember in that movie is Odette Fair. Because he's hot as hell.
He is.
And I just realized he's got 2 movies this year.
He does.
There's some more foreshadowing.
But I liked it. Love The Mummy.
Ghost Dog has a special place in my heart because I've never seen it, but I've laughed countlessly at the trailer for this. Kids, this is when you were still renting VHS, and this one and a movie later on down the year were on tons. These trailers were on tons of movies that we were renting at the time.
Yep.
And it's
you gotta remember, a friend of ours owned a video store, so we were able to just grab stacks of movies for the weekend
and watch all kinds of stuff.
Watch a bunch of movies. But
it's
they were really trying to push this movie.
Oh God, what is his name?
Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker. Yeah, I kept wanting to say Lawrence Fishburne too.
Larry Fishburne. Yeah.
No, it was, Forrest Whitaker, and he's like a guy who's like taught to be a samurai,
but he's in no shape to be a samurai.
He's in no shape to be a samurai, and he uses a gun. Yeah. And I remember there was an interview, late night show interview with him, where he was talking about like, when samurai, the sword is an extension of their body. And then he's like, and then I use a gun, and then I can't remember who the interviewer was. He was like, yeah, bullets are a big extension of the body. And it was just the most ridiculous trailer ever. Check it out on YouTube. It's hilarious.
Yes, it is.
Star Wars Episode 1. I mean, we all loved it when we first saw it. You didn't.
Didn't. Me and AJ didn't like it.
Man, the Duel of the Fates fight, still best lightsaber fight.
There's pieces of that movie where I will go on YouTube and still watch.
Oh, yeah. Same here.
But, again, you could not get away from this movie. It was on Pepsi cans. Yeah. It was on cereal. It was everywhere. And I remember going to watch it and it just being not impressed because Jar Jar aside, the movie just kind of sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Pod racing. Now this is pod racing.
Yeah, that kid. He was the absolute
worst. This is Darth
worst.
Vader.
He was at the absolute worst. But
Liam Neeson, amazing.
I was just gonna say.
Ewan McGregor kills it.
Ray Park
kills it.
Sam
Jackson.
I was gonna say Sam Jackson. We're leaving out Sam Jackson.
But yeah, I did not like this movie. You don't care for it now?
Yeah, I care for parts of it. Like there's still cool stuff in it. But as a whole, it's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I love Natalie Portman, but she sucks in this movie.
Well, she's young and figuring stuff out, so I'm not against her. She was learning still. She was still learning.
Sure,
but it's not like they gave her much to work with.
But it's creepy to me that she is sort of like a babysitter to this Anakin kid, and then they fall in love later. Yeah, it's so creepy.
Like quickly, it seems like.
I bet there was something going on. Disturbance in the Force.
Oh my gosh. And then, a couple more movies there that Notting Hill I never saw.
Yeah, you did.
I've never seen Notting Hill.
Stop it. We have seen it.
I've never seen Notting Hill.
You and me, and then we went with somebody, and we watched it, and it was really awkward for some reason. But it was, you said there were, Ray Fiennes is in that. No, not, who's the guy from The Replacements, the kicker?
Ralph Fiennes or something?
Yeah.
I can't remember how you say his name.
He plays like this roommate who eats mayonnaise, and you're like, oh, dude, that's Eric.
Mayonnaise.
You have seen it.
I might have seen Notting Hill,
guys.
Sucks. Okay.
It's Hugh Grant, and it's terrible.
But people liked it. People liked it.
It was huge.
So in June, we had Instinct, Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, Disney's Tarzan, The General's Daughter, Big Daddy, and that's an interesting month for film.
Big mixed bag there.
Austin Powers was another MTV-style film, and then ended up being so good.
It's great.
And it's still... hold up is not the right phrase, but it's not bad.
It's not bad. It's the best out of the three, in my opinion.
Ooh, I might like two better. I think I might like two better.
2 then 3?
Yeah, 2...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 2's the best out of the trilogy.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, 2 I like the best.
Yeah.
Then maybe, I don't know, 1 and 3 are pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, Heather Graham was great.
Yeah.
We got Fat Bastard.
Yeah.
This was Mike Myers doing him at his best.
This was his best when it came to characters, story development, not being too much, because obviously when Austin Powers 2 comes out, it's way too much, and then when Austin Powers 3 comes out, I mean, Beyonce's in it. Come on now.
Yeah.
Disney's Tarzan, I still plays in my house. I like Disney's Tarzan so much because it's, for all intents and purposes, a Phil Collins album, and I'm good with that, man. Son of Man is a great song. I
was just impressed how they were able to get. They finally got a character that really embodied Rosie O'Donnell and made her look.
Oh my god!
That's the best I've ever seen her look on film.
Gotcha. I don't know, man. I'm gonna be serious with you.
Exit Eden.
I found her very attractive as Betty in the Flintstones. But we digress, guys. That's our first digression in 25 minutes. I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
The General's Daughter.
Oh, sleeper hit.
Super underrated movie. So many people haven't watched it.
Great movie.
Fantastic military detective story.
Yeah. John
Travolta's great in it.
It's funny because this is a point in his career. People are like, oh, he just plays manic characters and he's crazy. And he actually played really a subdued, tortured person in this movie, and he did it well.
Mm-hmm.
And the story's really messed up and amazing. Watch it. Just watch it.
Big Daddy, guys, I like Adam Sandler in the things I like Adam Sandler in. I love him in.
Right. There you go. That's a good way to put it.
I think I watched it, but it just wasn't a movie for me.
It's whatever.
For whatever. July. July had some good stuff for me, starting off with South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. Summer of Sam.
Good movie.
American Pie. Arlington Road, The Blair Witch Project, Eyes Wide Shut, Drop Dead Gorgeous, The Haunting, Inspector Gadget, Deep Blue Sea, and Runaway Bride. That's a big July. That's almost as big as February of that year.
Yeah, dude. Let's just jump right in.
South Park.
This probably culturally defined our generation.
It was
comedy-wise, and probably satirical. South Park's amazing.
It was a big deal. Like,
it was a huge deal.
You couldn't, I had to buy this movie. I couldn't even watch it in the theater.
Yeah.
I had to buy it at Media Play because I knew the guy at the counter wouldn't card me.
Right.
And I had only watched a handful of South Park episodes at this time, and I was so excited to see it, and man, it blew my mind. It met every expectation that was set by you, by somebody who did watch more South Park than I did.
What's funny is because I did see it in the theaters because the Wild Wild West came out at the same time.
Oh, yeah?
And we had to buy tickets to that to sneak into South Park.
Oh, my God.
Because it was R. And they let us in, so yeah. Great movie. Awesome movie.
Summer of Sam, you say it's excellent. I've never seen it.
Amazing. Spike Lee documents David Berkowitz. It's a period piece in the 70s. John Leguizamo is amazing in this.
Nice.
We get a kind of an early Adrian Brody playing a punk rocker. It documents the scene in the 70s. It's punk scene meets Italian mob scene and serial killer. It's amazing. Spike Lee, and you would not expect this from Spike Lee. Killing it. Loved it.
If I want early Adrian Brody, I need Solo and nothing else. Okay. That's for another film, guys. American Pie, the big gun of that summer for me. Now, I literally watched the first American Pie a few weeks ago.
Wow!
Rewatched it. I love that movie. We've talked at great lengths about it. Arlington Road has the dude in it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Never seen it.
It's good.
Yeah, I hear people like that one. Blair Witch Project, guys. I am a sucker for found footage movies. And this is the start of it. When something's found footage, I know people hate found footage. I love found footage.
I do too when it's played right.
And because that's the thing, most of them are garbage.
Yep.
But when they work, they are so good.
They're great.
They're so good, and this was the start of it.
It started with. It was one of the first time you get an online presence.
Yeah.
Because it was almost an RPG. It was like a role-playing game almost. You get you entrenched in it, and people thought it was real.
Yeah. I mean, we all did. We all thought it was real. And I thought it was real for so long that when the cast came out to get an MTV Movie Award for it, I got upset. I was like, this girl's supposed to be dead. We were supposed to watch these people die. And I was outraged in my summer before I became a freshman. Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh,
the last Stanley Kubrick movie.
Yeah, it's the last movie for the amazing one, probably one of my favorite directors, Stanley Kubrick. He died before it came out.
Is that a fact?
He did. There's a lot of conspiracy to this movie. If you want to go down a rabbit hole, please Google Eyes Wide Shut. It stars Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman as a married couple who were still married at the time. It delves into cults, rich people, but there's a lot of awesome subliminal subtext there. Watch it if you dare.
I'm not a big Kubrick fan. I like some Kubrick. Probably the Kubrick movie I like the most is Full Metal Jacket.
Great movie.
It's excellent.
Great movie.
I don't like The Clockwork Orange.
What?
Don't tell Eric. All right, he loves that movie. Drop Dead Gorgeous. Okay, Drop Dead Gorgeous is a movie that I found later in life. I think you had watched it that year, but I didn't find it until AJ's the one who really put me on it.
Because he got it at the video store.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So yeah, he brought it, and then this movie's insanely funny.
Yeah. It's a dark comedy
black.
Written by a woman.
Yep.
I think directed by a woman.
I believe so.
That I'm not sure. But
it's got Will Sasso.
Oh, Will Sasso, Denise Richards.
Yeah.
Kirsten Dunst.
Kirstie Alley, who just kills it in this movie, dude. I don't even know where to. This might even kind of get its own episode. It's a mockumentary.
Yeah, it's so
about
good.
A small town going through a beauty pageant, and it's got jokes about anorexia,
race.
It's just super dark, but it's so funny.
It's unexpectedly funny. Like
it is.
I didn't know what to expect. Obviously, with saying unexpectedly, and I couldn't believe I laughed so hard the first time I watched it. I laughed so hard.
We still quote it to this day.
To this day, and I didn't realize it was already 20 years old. Yeah. And then we've got The Haunting, another Liam Neeson film.
Yep. Taye Diggs, dude.
Taye Diggs? God dang.
Catherine
Zeta-Jones? She's in it too?
No, it's Salma Hayek, dude.
Oh, man. See, now you're messing with me.
It's Catherine Zeta.
And I believe it's a remake.
It is.
I believe it's a remake.
It is.
And then Inspector Gadget with Matthew Broderick. It was good for the kids.
Matthew Broderick killed somebody.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, vehicle manslaughter. He killed someone in Europe and got away with it scot-free.
Oh, tons of famous people get to do that. I don't understand. Like, where's that lawyer for me? Not that I've killed him here with my car or anything. Deep Blue Sea, our first look at Thomas Jane.
Oh my God, he was in that.
Yeah, and I was like, man, what happened to Christopher Lambert? Why is he all jacked in this movie?
Oh my God.
He looks just like him.
He does.
And he looks like I honestly, when I saw the trailer, I thought it was Christopher Lambert jacked, like steroided up.
Dude, I'm
like ready for the comeback, you know?
You just blew my mind.
What's his face though? LL Cool J?
Kill My Bird.
Yeah, you killed my bird.
Arguably the best Samuel Jackson death on film.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Great.
Jackson. And then LL Cool J's Deepest Bluest, My Hat is Like a Shark's Fin. Yeah, it was such a stupid song. But, entertaining movie. Not great. Yeah. Entertaining, though. Super entertaining. Runaway Bride. Julie Roberts. It is what it is. I liked it. I liked it. Nothing crazy, but I liked it. And then we go into August, where we had Dick, Mystery Men. Shout out to Dave Williams, who loves that freaking movie and won't leave me alone about it. Sixth Sense, The Thomas Crown Affair, Bowfinger, Broke Down Palace, Detroit Rock City, Mickey Blue Eyes, and The 13th Warrior.
Interesting.
Not to be confused with May's The 13th Floor. Okay?
Or the next year's 13th Ghost.
Oh my God, that's right. 13th Ghost is so good. We'll be talking about that in October for sure.
I believe so.
Dick was big.
Didn't see it.
I didn't see it. Yeah, it was big on MTV. Another one of those.
Big Dick.
Mystery Men.
Good movie. Roman hasn't seen it.
I've never seen it, but Dave won't leave me alone about it. And I'm almost not watching it because Dave won't leave me alone about it. Like, I kind of want to see it, but like I'm not going to give in to him.
It's funny. It's a spoof on superheroes. Ben Stiller directed it. Actually, I don't think he did. Maybe he did. I don't know. But Jeannie Garofalo, Ben Stiller, William H. Macy as the Shoveler.
Yeah.
You can't get better than that. Pee Wee Herman, Paul
the
Rubens.
Spleen.
The Spleen. Yes. Who's the guy who does all the voices on The Simpsons? He was in Long Came Polly, Euphra Scuba.
Yeah.
Hank Azaria.
Yes. Is he the Blue Raja? Or is he?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. See, because Dave's talked to me about this so much. I know
You've
the
probably
characters.
seen it in your head.
I remember the trailer.
Good movie, though.
But the big gun of that month was The Sixth Sense.
Wow.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Just a big movie, like big year for like like oddly amazing horror movies.
Yeah.
Like just game changing.
Yes. The whole year is full of just game changing films in general.
For sure.
Yeah.
And good movie.
That was pretty much all that I saw from that month.
Yeah.
September comes around, some more good horror coming your way. Stigmata.
Good movie.
Stir of Echoes. American Beauty. Blue Streak. Double Jeopardy. And probably the big gun, The Minus Man. But we'll get back to that. Stigmata. Great.
Good movie.
Great, just interesting movie. Catholicism is the best for horror films.
It really is.
I feel
it
like
lends
Kabbalah
itself to it. Man.
I feel like Kabbalah could be, but nobody's really doing Jewish horror, with the exception of that one. It had Modest Yahoo in it, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
No, it's just one of his albums.
Oh, okay. Anyway, we'll come back to that some other time. But Stigmata was really good. Stir of Echoes.
Again, these are just unsung horror movies no one talks about, dude.
Nobody talks about Stir of
Kevin
Echoes.
Bacon is so good in this movie.
He's so good, and it's so creepy.
And it is. And yeah, you might be able to figure out the mystery halfway through it, but the reveal is disturbing. It's depressing.
Still bums me out.
Yeah. But it's good. It's really good. Check it out if you haven't seen it.
And it gets overshadowed by the fact that The Sixth Sense came out the same year. It has a similar motif.
There you go.
Yeah, similar motif. But American Beauty.
There we go.
One of my all-time favorite movies. It's probably no longer my top 10, but it was the first time that I saw a movie, I think, where I appreciated every aspect of it.
Like the art of
the art of it, yes. The Kevin Spacey dealing with his marriage falling apart, and not knowing where he belongs in the world, and discovering pot. I mean, I'm in my 30s discovering things.
It's funny because to me this was dark Office Space.
Interesting.
It's because it's about finding your place in the world, hating your job, trying to assert yourself in a world that doesn't want to see you. Mm-hmm. And again, this one's it's way darker, less funny. But not to say there's not funny parts in this movie.
Annette Bening's so good in there. Spoilers. 3, 2, 1. When Kevin Spacey dies in there, the scene that still chokes me up is when she discovers his body, and then she goes into his closet and hugs all of his clothes.
That's great, but I always saw that as her, as a metaphor for her. She just can't let go of material things. That's how I saw that. So I don't know. Again, this movie is just layers. It's an onion. Chris Cooper plays the neighbor.
So good.
Menacing, out of control. Wes Bentley.
Wes Bentley's fantastic.
Was going to be huge.
Yeah. Yeah, that was his peak by far.
And we thought he was going to be just huge,
the next
and
thing.
Just didn't do anything. Oh, great. Yeah, check it out. It's a good movie.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's amazing. But The Minus Man, all right? Let's get to the real deal of this month. All right, The Minus Man. It's a dark suspense thriller about a serial killer. And it's called The Minus Man because when he's around, Eric, nothing heads up. That is the tagline for the movie, kids. This was like Ghost Dog on every movie that we were renting. And if you watch this trailer, you will be so interested in this film. Okay? Eric's losing it, guys.
I got no words.
Yeah, Eric is losing it. And I think he's losing it because I remember so much of this trailer. We rented this movie because the trailer was so good. Dwight Yoakam's in it.
Janine
Garofalo's in it.
When she still was an actress and was, not kind of dumb like she is now.
Yeah. Whoa, weird. Janine Garofalo hates me. And it looked like this great suspense serial killer movie.
Well, who was the... Owen Wilson?
Owen Wilson's
the lead, right?
Yeah, he's the Minus Man.
That's right.
Yeah. Dude, guys, this movie's so terrible. It's so bad you should get drunk or stoned and watch it with your friends.
Yeah.
If you have people who just like to watch bad movies, or you want to just have something on in the background and just talk about it afterwards, watch The Minus Man.
Sure.
It's terribly awesome, all right?
There you go.
In October,
here we go.
Mystery Alaska, that's big for a lot of people, never seen it. Three Kings,
great movie.
Superstar, Fight Club, Boys Don't Cry, Bring Out the Dead, and House on Haunted Hill. Yet another horror movie remake that got a lot of play. Of play. Three Kings, people love Three Kings.
David O. Russell directing it.
Yeah.
Honestly, this for me showed Because it's got Ice Cube, Mark Wahlberg, and Mr. Clooney as the lead roles. It takes place in Iraq, Desert Storm era. Just a great movie. Did you like it?
I didn't see it. I've never seen Three Kings. Your dad has given me Three Kings several times to leave his house with, and I keep forgetting it.
So good.
I know.
So good.
Yeah, friends of the show, Cam and Andy, they talk about it at great nauseum. Superstar, SNL alum, Molly Shannon,
Will Ferrell.
Yeah, I guess it was funny. I didn't watch it.
It was not funny.
Fight Club.
Yeah.
Fight Club.
We could probably talk for 4 or 5 hours about this movie. I just want to talk about the significance of it back then, because
we had never seen anything like it.
Right. David Fincher, not his first movie, but again, his first big movie. Big push.
Yeah, don't you ever forget about Alien 3, okay?
Oh, of course not. I mean, a 7.
Yeah,
kind of. But this was more of like his push, like, oh, he's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt, Edward Norton, based off of a book by one of my favorite authors, Chuck Palahniuk. This movie probably subverted expectations because you got a lot of steakheads going into this movie thinking it's about fighting.
Yeah.
Van Damme movie fighting, like Bloodsport. And it's not. Mm-hmm. It's an existential vomit movie.
Yeah.
With a lot of comedy, dark comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I could just keep talking about this movie, but it's amazing. What did you think of it?
Oh, I loved it. Like I said, I'd never seen anything like it. And again, the motif of this year feels like I'd never seen anything like this success, like American Beauty, like The Matrix,
Office Space,
like Office Space. Yeah, there's so many movies this year that
the motif for me is not knowing your place in the world.
Yeah,
that was the motif for '99.
That's interesting. Wow.
Because think about it, Y2K was huge at this time.
Yeah,
people were freaking out, and this is we're about to step into the digital age at this point. People are. They're freaking out. Yeah. Where do they belong in this digitized world?
Yeah.
So I get it.
You just blew my mind. Boys Don't Cry, Hilary Swank. I intentionally did not watch this one because I really don't try to watch movies that I know are going to bum me out.
Good movie. Based off of one of the first time transgender was kind of brought to my attention. Yeah. Brandon Tina. It's based off the life of Brandon Tina. It's depressing.
Super depressing.
Awesomely acted.
But she's great in it. Bring Out the Dead.
Scorsese, Nick Cage, flew under the radar. Very awesome, dark. I enjoyed it.
I just remember the scene of Nick Cage like in the ambulance and just like those like drug fueled eyes.
Yeah, he had been up for 3 days at that.
Oh my gosh.
And Ving Rhames is in it.
Oh my gosh. We have the meats, guys. And then House on Haunted Hill. Again, another horror movie that was more for the MTV generation. I didn't care for it very much. November, The Bone Collector, Pokemon, the first movie, Dogma, Sleepy Hollow, James Bond, The World Is Not Enough, End of Days, and Toy Story 2.
Wow.
What a huge Thanksgiving that must have been.
I mean, that is kind of interesting. Holy crap, dude.
Bone Collector, Denzel Washington, Angelina Jolie, fantastic.
Good movie.
Fantastic movie.
Yeah.
I love the process of like CSI type stuff. And they did a good job. And the other thing that sticks out in my head from that movie is because she's like a beat cop, if I remember correctly. But she's got some skill because she's a fan of Denzel Washington's character, who was like a famed like forensic scientist.
Right.
And I just remember she goes on the scene for this murder that's taking place, and she's taking photos. She's not supposed to be of the scene, but she like pulls out like a $1 bill to like put it next to the shoe print to like give it scale. Right. I was like, oh, that's clever. That's really clever. Cool. So it's a really fun watch. I haven't seen it in years,
me either.
But I remember really liking
it too.
I did watch the Pokemon movie because I took my brother to it.
He loved it. Obsessed with it.
He loved it, and it was fun. Yeah, it wasn't anything bad. It was enjoyable. It didn't kill me to take my brother to it.
What if it was Digimon?
Digimon was better. Yeah, the Digimon movie, because it's kind of like, it's dark.
Really?
The Digimon movie's super dark. And I took my brother to that as well. Dogma.
There we go.
Kevin Smith, my man. The people who have hate for Kevin, like, you don't have to like his movies, but
you have to like this one.
Chasing
Amy, you have to like those two movies.
Yeah, you're
stupid if you don't like those two movies.
Wow.
Like,
I agree. I mean, Chasing Amy.
You don't understand cinema if you don't like these movies.
Yeah.
Good.
Dogma's fantastic. Again, Catholicism motif, which is a lot of the motif of this year as well. And it's funny, and puts the religion on its head in a time
but not
where
in an insulting way.
Not in an insulting, in a tribute way, but in a way to
it's sort of like putting the whoopee cushion.
Yes.
It's not.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not trying to be offensive.
Yeah.
It's just kind of
subverting.
Yeah.
You know.
It's not.
And it's fun.
And he got death threats for this.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And his wife. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's absolutely ridiculous. His wife is was already an atheist, and then she's like, "This right here. This is why I can't believe, because these people who pretend to be, good people sending us death threats,
right,
for art." You
know?
And
real quick. I always thought it was funny. You could probably find this on YouTube. There's people protesting this movie.
Yeah.
And Kevin Smith and his friends are like, "Oh, well, we're going down there."
Yeah.
And they end up making signs for this, and I guess they had a problem. Anyway, they end up going on TV.
Yeah.
And they don't know Kevin Smith is the director.
Well, the person interviewing says, you look like the director. He's like, yeah, I get that all the time. He's like, this movie's disgusting. And he's just like talking crap about his own movie, and it looked like so much fun. Dogma is one of my favorite films. I think
it's got a who's who of the cast.
Oh, it's great.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Chris Rock.
Selma Hayek.
Selma
Hayek's actually in it.
There you go. The late, great Alan Rickman.
The late, great George Carlin.
Oh, yeah.
A couple late greats in there, but yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt that.
No, dude, I forgot. George Carlin as the Cardinal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even Jeannie Garofalo's in that, too.
Yeah, she is. Jeez.
And the chick from Jade.
Yeah, who's apparently insane. I can't remember her name, though.
Is she
Men in
really?
Black. Yeah, apparently she's insane.
Like, for real?
Yeah, Kev said he'd never work with her again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's not just him, that's not just him saying it, that's like a lot of people saying it.
That is funny.
Yeah. Yeah, Dogma, great movie. Check it out. Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow.
Now, before we get into this...
sorry.
No. We'll go on Sleepy Hollow.
Okay, go for it.
You hate Tim Burton.
I'm not a Tim Burton fan by any
Do you like
means.
this movie?
I like parts of this movie.
Oh, so I'm going to get you on this one.
Yeah, I do... It would be on my list of favorite Tim Burton movies, if that helps.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool. I think Christopher Walken's awesome in it.
Johnny Depp's pretty cool in that.
Yeah.
Ricci.
Is it Christina Ricci?
Yes,
Yeah. Oh, she looks great in that movie, too.
She does.
Yeah, I'm like having an image of her in my head. Yeah. Friend of the show, Jordan, again, loves this movie. We literally, there's a text thread from just a couple days ago about Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
like
funny.
we were literally talking about it the other day.
It's a good movie.
End of Days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit tying into the Catholicism again.
Again. Schwarzenegger.
I don't even know what to say about this. It's just cheese. It's good Schwarzenegger cheese.
Yeah, it just is. I don't dislike it. I don't love it, but I have watched it.
And it's not scary. It's not action packed. It's got a really awful movie soundtrack. But again, good Schwarzenegger cheese.
Yeah.
It's a fine cheese.
James Bond, The World Is Not Enough. Pierce Brosnan. I believe it's his second James Bond movie, if I remember correctly. I think it's the second one. I like all of his movies, all of his James Bond movies, so, it's all good. It's all good. And then Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
Jesus. And what's funny about Toy Story 2, what's funny about the Matrix 4 stuff, is that it's 20 years ago.
20 years.
We had Toy Story 4 this year, 20 years since the sequel came out.
Yeah.
And then, again, the news of The Matrix. So, things that are old are always new again. Yeah. They're always new again.
Weakest one in the trilogy. Well, out of the four.
I haven't seen the fourth one yet. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, okay. It's depressing.
Is it? Yeah. Well, so was 3. So I don't know if I'm prepared for it. And then December we close out with Cider House Rules.
Yep.
Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo, The Green Mile, Stuart Little, Girl Interrupted, Any Given Sunday, Man on the Moon, Galaxy Quest,
Jeez.
Magnolia,
Woo.
The Talented Mr. Ripley,
Nice.
and Hurricane.
Wow.
Now, Decembers do not close out like this anymore.
They don't.
In December, it's like
No.
2 or 3 movies.
Yeah.
But this is a huge December.
That was how it was back then.
That's how it was, man. Now people don't want... Disney scared people off.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, oh crap, because they've got Frozen 2 coming out in Thanksgiving. They've got Star Wars coming out for Christmas. Like they just scare people off of these months. And I mean, look at this good stuff that we used to get.
I know, man. Like, I don't even... What did we start out with?
So, Cider House Rules.
Good movie. I saw it once. Whatever.
Yeah. Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo. Rob Schneider's finest work, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, me too, I guess.
And my boy Odette Fair as the hot gigolo.
Yep.
Yeah. So man, there's a lot of nice. There's a lot of like movies where they were big that year, and a lot of the same actors.
Yeah.
Because we have Bone Collector, Angelina Jolie, Denzel Washington.
Liam Neeson's in a couple movies.
Larry
Fishburne.
Yep. Girl Interrupted has Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
Hurricane has Denzel. So there's a lot of...
Oh, God.
There's a lot of deuces going on here.
Like...
and not just Deuce Bigelow. The Green Mile. Tom Hanks coming in and being like, oh, hey, guys, I'm going to do 2 movies this year. This is going to be Toy Story 2 and Green Mile. And then he just unloads it on the table.
Yeah, great
just
movie.
puts it out there on the table for everybody to see.
It's just so good. And we get Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah, John Coffey.
Yeah, and just... I don't even mean... I watched it a couple weeks ago, and man, it still hits me in the feels. Love the twist ending, kind of a good twist ending, honestly.
I'm sorry for what I am.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and then Stephen King showing he doesn't really need to write horror.
Shawshank Redemption and Green Mile, two of my absolute favorite
One
films.
of my most loathed movie people, Percy.
Oh, yeah. And that guy's weird in real life, too.
Yeah, another crazy person.
Married that chick, Courtney Stodden, when she
14?
was like... Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, anyway. Stuart Little was big for the kids. Michael J. Fox, about a mouse. Again, Girl Interrupted. Excellent. I mean, who's our girl? Winona Ryder?
Yeah.
Or Winona, I think is actually how you say it. Winona
Ryder.
Too. Yeah, she is crazy. Angelina Jolie. It was
Brittany Murphy?
Brittany Murphy, yeah, she's a little thick.
Yeah, who stole that last part of the movie, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, she really turned it on its head and took my breath away. That movie's so good.
That movie's amazing.
Oh, the scene when they're singing Downtown. I love that scene, man. It's just such a weird bright spot in this really dark film.
Yeah.
But excellent. Any Given Sunday, steaming, Willie, beaming. Jamie Lee, I almost said Jamie Lee Fox. Jamie Foxx, Al Pacino.
Cool J again.
Cool J again. There you go. Deep Blue Sea and
Thomas Jane's in this too.
Is he really?
Yeah, he plays one of the side guys.
Oh my gosh, I do not remember Thomas Jane in there. Jamie Foxx is awesome in this movie.
It's great. Got a lot of like real football players in there too. And then who played Cap? He's a huge actor. Dennis Quaid.
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah,
because that's who he replaces, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
and just a movie, just a good movie. Not really about football. It is, but it isn't.
Cameron Diaz is the owner, right?
She is.
She's the owner. Okay, yeah. A really good movie. I was telling Eric though, I felt like this movie came out a lot longer.
I thought it was like 97.
Yeah, 96. It doesn't strike me as a December 1999 movie.
Turn of the century.
Yeah,
movie. Yeah. Good movie.
Man on the Moon. I'm not a Charlie or a Andy Kaufman fan, but I thought that this story was so interesting, and it's some of Jim Carrey's best work.
I'll give you that.
And don't tell me you don't like R.E.M's Man on the Moon. That song is great, man.
Yeah, it's alright.
Oh, God.
It's an alright movie.
Did you hear about this one? Oh, I love that song.
I am a fan of Andy Kaufman.
Okay.
I thought they got most of it right. I thought Jim was very sincere in what he was doing.
I mean, you close your eyes and you think you're listening to a new movie with Kaufman.
Definitely. Yeah. I just, and I think there's a documentary about him losing his mind on this movie. I just think they could have maybe played to Andy more and maybe played some jokes on the movie audience, like maybe actually making the movie only 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Playing the credits to see how many people walk out and then start the movie back up.
That would have been a very
that's very Andy Kaufman. So anyway.
Andy Kaufman's sister, if I'm remembering the quote correctly, she thinks that her brother is reincarnated into Jim Carrey.
I don't doubt that.
She totally believes that.
I actually DM'd Jim Carrey. I wanted to see if he'd give me one of his paintings.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I want to see if he'll do it. He's done that with stuff like that before. So anyway,
yes.
We'll keep you posted on that.
And then we've got Galaxy Quest.
Yeah.
I literally just watched that maybe last year for the first time. I liked it. Yeah, I like Star Trek. So
it's a good spoof.
It's a solid spoof
on
about
the culture.
Completely.
Yeah.
Completely. Magnolia, which you say is a great movie.
Paul Thomas Anderson.
PTA.
I mean, I didn't even know where to go. It's just such a great movie. It doesn't... Tom Cruise murders it in this movie. Again, it's one of those like intersecting movies. It's got different stories going on.
Did Paul Thomas Anderson do Vanilla Sky?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
in Boogie Nights.
Ah, so.
Wait, I don't know if he did Vanilla Sky. I don't think he did.
I'll have to check
I'll
on
have to look
that.
on it.
Yeah, we'll check
but
on
anyway,
that.
good movie. I loved it.
The Talented Mr. Ripley.
Yeah.
Again, we
Matt
have
Damon.
Matt Damon in Dogma and Talented Mr.
Oh
Ripley.
my God. Jude Law.
Jude Law, yeah. Man, I never liked Jude Law for like a long time until Sherlock Holmes.
Oh
no, actually AI. I liked him in AI. I'm the only person on the
Oh,
planet
is
who likes Gigolo Joe.
Gigolo Joe.
Yeah, I'm the only person on the planet who likes Steven Spielberg's AI. I get it. It's fine. Whatever.
It's funny enough. Kubrick wrote it.
I did not know that. So that closes out the year, guys. And what a year it was. And there's movies that you probably liked that we didn't put on our list.
Right.
Because I just didn't see them or didn't hear anybody
like
talk about
200
them.
movies that came out. We were just kind of going off of what was big and relevant to us.
Yes.
And whether through just sheer ad nauseum on TV, couldn't get away from it, or just how it affected us.
Yes.
Like, Fight Club still hits me in the face, literally, figuratively. I love it. Office Space.
Office
Come
Space.
on, man.
So many of these things still hold on and hold true, and I still talk about them to this day, 20 years later.
Oh yeah, just really impactful year. If you're out there and you just kind of listen to the show and you haven't seen most of these movies, gotta watch most of these movies. Like they are. I think this year was what kind of like the 70s were to like some of, you know what I mean?
Yes, those. Yeah, like I think that this will be the year that we talk about when we're talking to our grandkids.
For sure. Like,
well,
it was groundbreaking.
Yes.
Funny. It's got like some of the best horror movies in there, dude. Like, it just good year.
Yeah,
great year, man.
Yeah, good comedy, good action, good horror. And maybe most years are like that, but this year stands out in particular.
All I can think about, that was the year I moved away from you guys.
Oh, that's right. That was when you went off. Yeah, a very significant year just in general.
Yeah, I think that's why we started watching more movies.
Because then we had stuff to talk about. Oh my gosh. Guys, revelations on today's show. Revelations. Thank you so much for listening. If you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button. Leave us a like. Leave us a comment. Let us know which movies that you liked the best from this year. Eric, my friend, did you learn anything today?
I think Selma Hayek and Catherine Zeta-Jones are not the same person.
Okay, well, that's good. I think it's
a step in the right direction.
Yeah, you're like 98% sure that they're not the same person. I get that. I relearned the significance that film plays in my life. For still, even at today's prices, I can still get away for a couple hours, and I can enjoy it, and films can take me there.
There you go.
Guys.
And Matthew Broderick killed somebody.
And oh my God, Matthew Broderick killed somebody, guys! I didn't even know that. That might need its own show. All of the actors and actresses that have got away with vehicular homicide.
Oh, we're doing it.
I think you might be on to something.
I'll hit it up.
Guys, check us out on Instagram at REC Podcast. Leave a comment. Shoot us a DM. Again, did we miss a movie that you liked? We will shout it out if you message us, okay? We'll talk about it. Heck, I might even watch it, okay? Guys, thank you so much for listening. I have been your host, Roman Chavez.
Still Eric Icarus.
And we will catch you next time.